Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you my everyday makeup drawer for June. So in my everyday makeup drawer videos, what I like to do is go through my makeup collection, pick out products that I haven't used in a really long time, or products that are newer in my collection that I want to test out for the month, and put them in a separate drawer so I can try them out throughout the month and let you guys know my thoughts about them. And I didn't do an everyday makeup drawer for May because I was moving throughout May and I just didn't think it made a lot of sense since I knew my makeup would end up in boxes for like half the month anyways. But I did keep all my products from April in my everyday makeup drawer, and I've been using those pretty regularly for the past 2 months now, so I can let you guys know my thoughts about those and then pick out the products for June. So if you guys want to see what's going to be in my everyday makeup drawer for June, then just keep on watching. So here are the products that were in my everyday makeup drawer for April that I kept in here for May too while I was moving. So my Lorac palette I just keep in here because I'm almost all the way used up with my favorite contour shade in this palette. So this is the remaining little bit that I'll use up probably in the next couple of days. And then we'll see if I want to keep the rest of the palette. And also I just keep my Kevyn Aucoin palette in here just because I can reach for it easily, but I use this palette all the time too. And this is actually just my newer Wet n Wild blush that I will keep in here for this month. I just added it when I moved because I wanted to start using it more regularly. And then I have my Butter blush that I always say I'm gonna get rid of, but I still keep and just use the last little bit at the edge. And my Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer that you can see I'm kind of starting to hit pan right there. And I'm just gonna keep this in here because I just want to use the whole thing up or get pretty much all the way used up in here, which I can probably do in June. I always think I can, but it always takes me like 5 months longer. I keep my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores in here too that I've been trying to declutter. I think since maybe February. I'm just gonna keep this in here. I think I'm almost all the way used up. However much I'll use in June is just how much I'll use, and then I'll get rid of it because it is pretty much gone. I have a couple concealers that I'm trying to declutter. I think I'm actually just gonna toss the Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is a really light shade, so I use it more as like an eyeshadow base. And then I'm just gonna keep my Maybelline Fit Me that's almost all the way used up. I will definitely use it up in June. And then these brow products from Cella, I think I'm just gonna declutter. This eyebrow cream is kind of like the wrong shade, so I have to make it work, and I don't. I'd rather just use something that actually works. And then this brow gel I've had for a couple of years, so I'm just gonna end up decluttering these. And I didn't end up using the Peach Perfect from Too Faced just because it's a little pink on me, so I just have to kind of blend it with something else. So I might just keep it in here for this month because I love this foundation, but I don't like to film with it because the coloring is just like slightly off and it throws me off. And then these two are actually too light, especially now I'm just slightly tanner, and they're really, really light, especially the Lancome foundation. I love it, but the shade I have, which is 250, I'm probably like 2 shades darker than this. And the Cover FX, this is G30, and I'm the shade at G40 in the Power Play, and I'm pretty sure I got this gifted at Ipsy Generation Beauty, and they gave me like a shade too light. So these I'm probably just gonna save for the winter or something because I can't wear them right now. They're like way too light for me, but I do like the formula of both of those. And I didn't end up using these two bronzers very much, the Butter bronzer and the number 7 bronzer, because I'm using the Too Faced bronzer so much. Then Milani Luminoso, I'll keep in here for this month. I didn't end up using it in this drawer because I was using this one from the Balm, which I still really love, the Balm Beach, but I'm gonna keep this in here because it's like a really nice summer shade. I also love Benefit Gold Rush right now, which is like a subtle version of this, but I think this one will be perfect for June. And then I don't have too much to say about some of the other products in here, some of the lip products in here. Some I'll keep, some I'll replace for this month, but those are basically like the main focuses that I had in here for April and May. So I'm going to go ahead and empty this out and then start picking out the products for June. All right, so starting with my blush, bronzer, highlighter drawer, there's some things I haven't used in here in a while, and I noticed that when I was doing my declutter from this drawer. So first I want to start off with this little contour stick from e.l.f. It's a concealer stick, but I have it in a shade I can contour with, so I'm going to pull this out, because I don't even remember using that, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. All right, so I want to start using some of my old favorites. This is Jouer Citrine. I used to love this shade, and it's kind of similar to the Amrezy highlighter from Anastasia, so I think I definitely want to start using it again for this month. I've been into more of that champagne highlight. And then I also want to pull out this Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter. This stuff is awesome. It is such a silky formula. It's so pigmented. Best drugstore highlighter I think that I own. I love my e.l.f. one too, but this one is absolutely amazing. Definitely try it out if you guys haven't. I also want to grab Toasted Cinnamon from Burt's Bees. This is a gorgeous orangey blush. I think it's going to be really pretty for like a warm bronzy summer look that I'm probably going to do like every other day in June. So I think it's going to be perfect. I got this during the winter and it didn't really go with the looks I was doing during the winter, but I love the formula, love the shade. And I think it's a good alternative to Milani Luminoso. And then I actually want to pull out my Chanel bronzer. I got this for my birthday last winter, and I think this will make a lot more sense for me to use for the summer. I used to be super into cream contouring. I stopped for probably the last 6 months or so, and I want to get back into it and start using this. I barely touched it because to me it's like so luxurious that I feel like I need a special reason to wear it. So my everyday makeup drawer is going to be that reason that I wear this, and I want to wear it most days in June and just make it like a part of my normal routine. So that's going to be everything for this drawer. I'm going to move into foundations, primers, maybe concealers. I don't know. I have been in a rut with my concealer because I love my Laura Mercier one so much. Let's see. So for primer, oh, Hangover X. I mentioned this the other day in I think my favorites video that I haven't used this in forever, and I want to see if it's still like one of my holy grail products because I put it away for like almost a year. And I want to add in this glow lotion from L'Oreal. I've been in the mood to do like a summer makeup tutorial, like a no makeup for summer, and use something like this as my foundation and wear no foundation, just like some cream bronzer. Super minimal and natural. I think that will look really pretty. So I'm going to try this out as like a base. And then for concealer, let me revisit my L'Oreal concealer that was my holy grail for like 6 months until I got my Laura Mercier concealer. This one has less coverage than the Laura Mercier, but that's like okay for summer, and I know that I love this. So let me go ahead and probably use this up because I used this for so long. I'm surprised that I still have it. So let's make sure I still love that one. So this is the MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation. This is so minimal, and I always put this in my everyday makeup drawer, and I end up using it like once or twice, basically because I'm either doing full coverage makeup for filming, or I'm doing like no makeup, or just like super minimal, like no foundation. And I definitely want to find a routine that's kind of in between all of those. I've just been in the mood to do more of like a 10-minute makeup routine and not just like glam or no makeup. So I'm gonna add this back to my everyday makeup drawer. I always end up putting it in here like every other month, but I'm gonna add this in here, and I'm definitely gonna commit to doing more minimal looks on days that I'm not doing full glam, because I end up doing no makeup or full glam. So I definitely want to find it in between with that foundation and find products that are like really natural and glowy. And then I also want to add this e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. This was my favorite for such a long time, and I haven't used it in a really long time, like a couple months, but I think last summer I was using it every single day, and it's basically like the Smashbox primer waters but in a stick form. So it's basically like a cooling, hydrating stick. I used to love it, and I want to start using it again right away. I will probably end up using that every day because it's so refreshing. So I'm also going to add in this Girl Lactic Luminous Face Powder in the shade Light. I use the shade Fair basically every day to set my eyeshadow primer, and also a little bit for my under eyes, but that shade is very light. It's too light to set my face. This shade actually is a little bit dark. Like they only have 4 shades, so it goes from super fair to more of like light medium. So maybe this one will work for my face. It might be a little dark, but I need to try it out. So I think that's gonna be it for this drawer. I'm gonna go ahead and move into eyeshadows. All right, so for eyeshadow, I have a lot of newer palettes in my collection, but then I also have some older favorites that I definitely want to revisit, and I know I'm going to be buying a couple eyeshadows in June. So the products that I've used or bought in the last like 2-3 weeks, I'm definitely going to use anyway. So I want to pick out like 1 or 2 older palettes, and I've been wanting to use my Too Faced Sweet Peach in it forever. This used to be my absolute favorite. It's still one of my favorites, but I haven't barely used it at all in months, and I think it's like a gorgeous palette for summer. I want to start using it again for sure. Maybe hit pan on like 1 or 2 more shadows in here, because it's just like a gorgeous palette, and I want to make sure it's still one of my favorites now that I still have, or that I've added a bunch of new palettes to my collection. Too Faced Natural Matte I use all the time. A bunch of these I use all the time, especially the ones that I've gotten in the past couple months. A lot of like influencer collabs I use a ton. Anything that I've reviewed recently I use the most out of everything in my collection. So I wanted to pick out maybe 1 more older palette that I have in my second drawer. Ooh, yes, Anastasia Shadow Couture. Used to be a holy grail palette for sure. Definitely want to start using this again for summer. Love these shades in here so much. So I'm going to use this as well. And then maybe 1 more palette. And I've actually wanted to use my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette recently too. I haven't used this in a little while. I think I did a couple looks with it for spring, but I haven't used it enough this year. I kind of put it away after last summer, and there's just some gorgeous shades in here. This is I think my favorite Urban Decay palette, so I definitely want to start using this more. And then I have those other 2 palettes, and honestly I'll probably buy another 2 palettes in June for sure. And I have a couple that I just got in May too, so I just want to rotate my palettes a little bit more and use up some of my old favorites. So I'm also in the process of reorganizing all of my lip products. These 2 drawers, I have my Smashbox and my Jouer lip products, so I use those a lot. And I want to get into, this is kind of like a messy drawer of products that I just put away from unpacking, but I need to reorganize. And there's some things in here that I need to revisit that I haven't used in a while. So first I have these colors from Pixie. I think I just swatched them, but I never really ended up wearing them. They're all pretty similar, so I'm gonna pull out this one in matte beige, and then also this shade in Au Naturel, so like a peachy matte and more of a like true nude color. And then there's some lip glosses in here that I added. So I'm gonna add this lip gloss from Kevyn Aucoin. It's a really shimmery gloss. It's a really pretty color, and I never really wore it because I got this like maybe in January, and I haven't really worn lip colors like this. But now I'm wearing like a lot of peachy shades and a lot of orange shades. So this one is in the shade Poppy Topaz, and yeah, I think I just swatched it. I've never really worn it, so I want to start using it. And then I also want to start using lip pencils with a gloss and not just like liquid lipsticks. I just want to change up like the formula of what I'm using. So I have these lip pencils from Buxom. I actually really like them. They are like a little bit thicker. They have a brush on one end, and then the other side is like a thicker pencil. This one I don't think I've used, but this one is the one that I've used. Yeah, this one is in the shade Stealth. This is more of like a nudie peach shade. And then I also have these from Nude Sticks, which are basically like matte lip pencils that I used a little bit in the fall, but I haven't really used since then. So I want to start using these. So I think that's going to be it for lip products from what I have in my collection already. I know I have some new products to test out that I just got from Jouer. And then I think I have them in here, some products that I just got from Girl Lactic. I just unpacked these from my move. I still have to go through the colors and test them out. They're just new metallic lip glosses. Yes, lip paint and gloss. So I need to test those out too. So that's gonna be it for the products that I already have in my collection. All right guys, so that is everything for my everyday makeup drawer for June. I'm pretty excited for everything in here because it's all like really glowy makeup, really summery, like bronzy and peach themed. Basically everything is kind of cohesive, so I'm really excited for like more summer glowy makeup looks. And if you guys are curious, these little containers are $1 in the container section of Target. I have like a million of them. I love them. They are only $1, so definitely check them out in stores. I can't find them online, but they are always at Target every time I go. But that's gonna be everything for my everyday makeup drawer for June. Let me know what you guys are gonna be using for the month of June in the comments down below. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.